Hey guys, welcome back to Dip Switch Demos. My name is Jackson and today we are checking out the Cornerstone Gladio. So there's been quite a lot of stir and craze around this pedal recently. It cropped up on a recent That Pedal show, and also Mick Taylor has been using it on a board. And what comes with that is a lot of talk, a lot of kind of whispers around what the pedal's going to be. Here it is, the Cornerstone Gladio. I was lucky enough to be one of the first people in the UK after Mick Taylor to get my hands on one, and it really is an awesome overdrive preamp pedal. Cornerstone are calling it a preamp pedal, a double preamp pedal, and that is because it is essentially two different dumble sounds in one box. And what could be wrong with that? I have to say, the looks definitely, especially the knobs, the looks really indicate towards that kind of dumble style thing. So, what are the two different channels? Channel 1 is your smoother, creamier, probably less gain sound. Controls are self-explanatory. On that side we have gain, volume and tone, and then a little comp switch which switches between two different compression modes. And one thing to note across the board with this pedal is that it has really amp-like feeling compression. And really controllable compression as well. It really, under the fingers, it really feels like you're playing a proper valve amp. Channel 2, on the other hand, is a little higher gain. It's got harder clipping. Essentially, that's kind of the main difference between the two. But sonically, it does sound quite a bit different and feels very different. We also have a switch here which switches between a jazz and rock sound. I believe this was also a setting on a few Dumble amps, so it's really taking inspiration there. The jazz side really smooth things off. It's a bit darker, it's a little bit more mellow. Rock side, which is personally my favourite, adds a bit more grit, adds a bit more attack and a bit more aggression, I suppose. And yeah, I like the rock sound on this. Again, controls on channel 2 are exactly the same, volume, gain and tone. And the only other switch on here is the one in the middle, and that is an S and D switch. And basically this switches between two switching modes. In the single side we have it in like a flip-flop mode, so you press on one and it turns that side on, press on the other and it turns one side off and switches to the other. So you kind of always, you're never stacking the two sides, it's always a flip-flop between the two. Just flip it over to the D side and you can stack the two. I believe it is channel 1 into channel 2, so you're boosting the lighter gain side into the higher gain side, essentially, if you set it that way. Once you stack the two sides you can get some really high gain sounds, but it still retains the character of the pedal and sounds nice and creamy and smooth. I'm going to use my Music Man Cutlass today because I kind of feel like you know, it kind of gets the best of both worlds. We've got some really nice Strat tones with channel 1, and then we can flip it over to the humbucker for channel 2. Into the Victory V40, that is set up pretty clean but with no reverb, and then that's running into my Boss Waza tube amp expander, which is where all the reverb's coming from, and the tube amp expander is emulating a 212 cab, mic'd up with a ribbon microphone, going straight into my audio interface and into Logic, and that's what you're hearing. It's a really nice setup that I'm enjoying a lot at the moment, and that's the tones. Let's get into it, guys. Cheers. Thanks guys for checking out the video. If you like what you saw, please subscribe and maybe check out some more, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers guys.